Alright, so today what I'm going to be making is apple pie.
So you're going to pass to the cabinet to collect any items you would like to discard.
Found myself inside all this tension, a feeling I never was expecting. I don't see the pros, don't know the cons, forget the whys. Do you know why? Triggered inside this situation. One day if we maybe.
So I'm about to make some electric apple pie. So let's do this. First things first, I'm gonna use some white spelt flour. Starting off with 2.5 cups. One tablespoon of organic sugar. Sugar I'm going to be using today is coconut sugar because I don't see why not. The coconut sugar. 1 teaspoon of salt. A cup of vegan butter. But I am going to use a cup of coconut oil instead. It's supposed to be chilled, but I personally don't think that that's necessary, so I'm not chilling mine. So this is probably less than a cup because I ran out of coconut oil. But it's enough. And then you're gonna need 6 tablespoons of ice cold water. Before we add the water in, we're gonna go ahead and start mixing. Yeah, so since I ran out of coconut oil, I'm just gonna add regular oil in here. So for me, that's rapeseed oil. The recipe calls for 6 tablespoons of ice cold water, and this water is supposed to be added in gradually. So I get impatient, so I'm adding it in 2 teaspoons at a time. Now that we have our dough, you want to go ahead and get you some plastic wrap or some saran wrap. And you want to break this bad boy in half. Roll it into a circle or a disc. And I want to go ahead and wrap this up. Alright, so now we're gonna take these crusts, gonna leave it in the refrigerator for an hour and let it chill. Alright, so you're gonna need 7 apples for the pie. You're gonna wanna peel them, and then after you peel them, we're gonna just slice and dice those bad boys up. I'm using Granny Smith apples, organic Granny Smith apples. So, and they were like sitting in the fridge for a while. So that's kind of what inspired me to make this recipe in the first place. Alright, boom. So after you preheat your oven, what you want to do is add 2 cups of sugar. I'm using coconut sugar to the apples. Then I'm adding a tablespoon, I think it's 2 tablespoons. I added 2 tablespoons of sea moss gel. And then the recipe calls for 5 tablespoons of cornstarch. but since that's not electric, I would suggest using 10 tablespoons of flour. After that, it's gonna be a teaspoon of grapeseed oil or coconut oil, whichever one you prefer. Then you want to dash in a pinch of salt, 4 teaspoons of cinnamon, and I use Ceylon cinnamon. And then I'm using half of a freshly squeezed lime. And then you also want to add some lime zest in here too. I'd say about maybe like 1/4 of a teaspoon. And then you want to give that a good mix. Now in this recipe, I actually only put like 2 tablespoons of the flour, but I realized that the pie didn't come out like thick enough. The filling was very runny, so that's why I suggested 10 tablespoons of flour, because it'll match what 5 tablespoons of cornstarch would do. Ooh, you see that? Look, that look amazing. Had to put the dazzle on it so y'all see. Boom. So back to our dough.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Oh. Well, that wasn't supposed to happen. Yeah, so the recipe said to keep it in the fridge for an hour, but remember I use coconut oil instead of butter. So this is what coconut oil does. It gets mad hard when it's cold, too cold. So I would suggest only putting it in the fridge for like maybe, I don't know, 10 minutes or something like that. I don't even know if I'd suggest that, but you do want to take it out in time for it to be thawed out. It's such weird. You have to play with the timing if you use coconut oil like I did. But as you see, I played with it until it was able to be, pressed out. And then you just want to roll it out. Big enough to cover the bottom of a pan. So I just flipped it over into the pan. Take that parchment paper off. And then next what we're going to do is we're going to add in our filling. Feel free to patch in any holes you see like I'm doing right here. So now we're putting in the filling, and you can already see how runny it is. It's supposed to be a bit thicker than that. Sheesh, that's a lot of apples. And as you can see, the top ended up being easier to roll out than the bottom, since it had more time to kind of warm up on its own. And you just want to roll that out too, once again, till it's bigger, enough to cover the pan. And then you just want to pop that on top of your pie tin and pinch down the bottoms. Once you pinch down the sides, once you pinch down the sides, you want to go ahead and cut into the top. So there's that. Cut those little air holes, make them cute. And then you want to pop that into the oven for an hour. So I took the apple pie out the oven, and this is how it looks. I got some filling that boiled over. Oh yeah, and just so you guys know, this was my first time making it, and it was the bomb.com. It did not last like the next day. Like, it was done. We bodied it. And then here's some cute shots so you can see different angles of the apple pie.